Welcome to Knights of Roleplay, an adventuring podcast. This is an actual play Dungeons & Dragons podcast. Royalty-free music provided by Kevin MacLeod, Michael Gelfie Studios, Plate Mill Games, and Tabletop Audio. And now, to adventure. Hello, listeners. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Knights of Roleplay. I'm DM Chris. This is a special episode of Knights of Roleplay. Sitting with me are my neighbors James and Erica and their children Alex and Sarah. They will be playing D&D for the first time. So I'm going to explain a little bit of the rules. So let's start with, essentially the way D&D works is I'm the Dungeon Master or the DM, okay, and I'm going to set the story. And then you tell me what your characters want to do, and then I tell you what the result is. And then you guys tell me what you want to do, and then I tell you what the result is. And it's just a lot of back and forth between basically all of us just talking. And I'm playing all the different characters in the story and whatnot, and you are all playing your characters. So we're just going to kind of go back and forth like that. Sometimes I'll call for different dice rolls, and each of you has a set of dice that should all have like a blue 20, a green 12, a white 10, a sort of dark gray or a gray colored 8, a red 6, and a purple D4. So if somebody is like, which die do I use? Hopefully I can tell you which color to use, and you should be able to figure it out pretty easily. And a lot of times you'll roll a die and you'll add a number, and the numbers are on those 12 character sheets that are sitting in the middle of the table. So we are going to there's going to be some combat situations in this adventure. And when that happens, we're going to be doing this in Theater of the Mind. You can do it with like miniatures on a map, like what's underneath the character sheets. But to save time, we're just going to do this strictly in our imaginations. Okay? So what I'd like you guys to do is to look at those character sheets and let me know what you would like to play. So there are, if you look up at the very top of the sheets, it should say like a character race. So like up
Mine
here,
says half elf.
Yeah. So if you look at the class,
you're a human barbarian.
if you look at the class and then the race, which is like right at the top in the middle there, it'll say like Wizard 1, Forest
I want to be
Gnome,
an elf.
or whatever it
elf?
is. There are elves there. I think there's a couple of elves. Some of these characters, some of them are more like they fight with weapons, and other ones are more they
I'm a
cast
wood
spells. You're a wood elf? Okay, which character class is it? What does it say right above the wood elf?
Ranger 1.
Ranger. Okay, so you want to play the Ranger wood elf? You can totally do that if you want to. There's fighters, there's rogues, there is a sorcerer, wizard, bard, fighter, paladin, cleric, which is like a priest, barbarian, druid, rogue, monk, warlock, ranger. You can talk. It's okay.
It's a wizard.
But there's a wizard specific, and then there's a sorcerer.
That's right. They just work a little bit different.
Okay.
But they both cast spells, so it depends on which one you would rather have. Sarah, are you happy with the one that you chose? Okay. Alex,
Yes.
you want that one? Okay.
You were going to pick that no matter the class because it's a dragon character. Yeah.
Oh, is it a Dragonborn sorcerer?
Yeah.
Okay, that's totally cool. All right, and James and Erica.
You have a half-elf bard,
I
so
have
you're a musician and charming person.
Basically.
It's a great character for you, I think.
That's what I was going to go for.
I don't want to be
So,
that.
you could if you'd like. Do you want to switch?
I wanted to be an
Should we have a tanky type character, or does it matter?
So right now we have bard, sorcerer, ranger. A tanky character might not be a bad idea. Yeah.
Okay.
There is a fighter in there somewhere.
This one's a fighter.
There's also a barbarian in there. A paladin is a decent fighter as well.
Half orc.
Half orc or human?
Yeah, half orc.
What do you think,
human.
Alex?
I think half orc.
Okay.
Yeah, half orc.
Paladin.
Paladin.
Lawful good? I gotta behave the whole time?
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, you can just leave those
Neutral
out. That's
good.
fine.
So it means like I'm basically
Okay.
good and basically bad.
So everybody has your sheets in front of you, right? So Alex, tell me what you're playing again.
A sorcerer 1 dragonborn.
Okay, and Erica.
I am a Ranger 1 Wood Elf.
Okay, and James.
I am a half-orc paladin.
And Sarah.
Board 1 half elf.
All right.
A half-elf bard.
Bard. Okay, so you see on the left-hand side there, it says Strength, Dexterity, Constitution, Intelligence, Wisdom, and Charisma.
No. Oh, yes.
Right here, Sarah, up at the top.
No, I'm talking about right here along the side here.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So those numbers, you don't really need to worry about those too much. These numbers right here in this column, though, you see this column right here?
Yep.
The top one says saving throws, and the one underneath that is your skills. You're probably going to make a lot of references to those. And again, I can kind of point it out. I'll keep a sheet with me. So as I'm asking you to make rolls, I can show you on the sheet where you want to look. So that way it'll be a little easier to figure it out. The saving throws are like if somebody's trying to do something to you and you're trying to resist it. The skills are if you're trying to use a skill. Right in the middle, a little toward the bottom, you have like attacks if you're doing any kind of a physical attack with a bow or a sword or things like that. And then on the right, and all those columns on the far right, those are all the different kinds of things that your character can do. So, I mean, it's a lot of information, but as we're playing, just kind of take a little read through there, and if there's anything that you have a question about, anything you want to know about, just let me know, and I will try to answer your questions for you. So
he's talking about over here, okay.
Yeah. So, why don't each of you just kind of take a quick read through along that side panel there, all the way down. And just take a quick read through just to see what those things are. So take your time, don't rush, just kind of read through your abilities and see what you can do.
So you have a spell that can kind of like create a distraction with this minor illusion. You have a fairy fire. So it's you can
That sounds fun.
you throw fire, and if they don't pass a dexterity, they are
If you wanted to eat a cookie now.
It's easier to hit them, basically.
okay. So fairy fire makes people easier to hit. Healing word, a creature regains hit points. I'm assuming creatures are also other characters.
Yes. You can heal the party, Sarah, if they get hurt with that power.
And bardic inspiration, one bonus action to use. Give bardic inspiration die to one creature within 60 feet that can hear you. So you basically like cheer somebody on. So you're like, you go get them better, and they go get them better. Okay.
That's right.
Man, I don't have much.
You got lots of stuff.
I don't have fire breath.
That's true, yeah.
Maybe you have like a cool bow, I'm sure. You probably have
I
like
do have a bow.
elf eyes and you have bullseye powers.
I have dark vision. I can see in the dark.
You can see in the dark, yep.
But only
Sometimes
shades of gray.
sometimes light is a little difficult.
I have savage attack.
Some people might have a healing potion on their sheet,
I do.
I do too.
which is good.
I do -0 potion of healing.
Awesome.
One action to heal.
Awesome,
Vicious
awesome.
mockery. You can also make fun of people.
Yay!
Aww.
I get to attack people with a lot of fire.
There you go. How happy
And I
are
get to
you?
make fun of
Like
people.
a lot of fire.
Yep.
I also
Alright.
get to poison them.
Okay, so
All right. I think
again, we can kind of learn as we go. So let's see, my little checklist here. Explain this. Okay, so Alex,
Yes.
what is your character's name going to be?
He's going to ask you as well, so please be thinking about it.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't have to be anything, like from Lord of the Rings, but it can be. It could be Bob if you want, or it can be like, Galadriel or something.
Outlaw.
Outlaw, that's your name?
Yeah.
Okay, you want to write it in your name spot right there? So we have Outlaw, the Dragonborn Sorcerer. And Erica, what is your character's name?
Lucy.
Lucy. Okay, and James.
Sorry, I got distracted by the fact that she uses that name for everything.
What would you like your character to be, James?
I'm going to be Krum. Krum.
Krum.
Oh, thanks for the spelling.
It's a reference to Conan. Okay. So
It is. His god, Crumb.
how about you take a walk?
Sarah, what would you like your name to be?
Lele.
What is it?
Lele.
Lele?
Leylai?
Lele.
Lele, okay.
L-A-Y-L-A-Y?
Yes.
Don't be weird. This is already weird enough. You don't need to make it weirder.
You're totally fine. You're totally good. Okay, so I got that. Okay, so we went around the table to find out people's races and classes and got their
There's so much going
name.
on upstairs, but you...
Okay, so I'm going to switch some music here. Okay. So, as our story begins, your group has been together for a few months and you are still in the early part of your adventuring careers. Your group has just left the town of Helmsforth, following a dirt road to the east. You have been traveling for about half an hour on foot on your way to the city of Dawnspire. It is morning on a comfortable fall day. You have just entered Havenwood Forest. So, as you travel, okay, so I need to know what people's passive perceptions are. And that is right here on your sheet. It's right down here.
+3.
+3. No,
Sarah.
this one.
Oh, pardon? 13.
13.
12. 11.
15.
15.
I
Okay.
think you're better than us?
So, Erica or Lucy, you hear the sound of wings beating, like a dragonfly, that seems to be moving around the party, but you see no creatures nearby. So you hear this, but nobody else seems to pick up on it. So what do you do based on this information?
I have no idea.
Do you tell people that you hear it?
I feel like I would get my bow ready.
Okay, you get your bow ready. So you all see the ranger, your ranger, right?
Lucy.
Yes.
Okay, so you all see the ranger get her bow ready. Okay, how do you react to seeing that? Obviously, she's picking up on something. Do you say anything? Do you do anything?
Yes, we'd probably all gather whatever things we had to fight.
Okay, all right. So everybody kind of gets ready and prepared in case something is there. Okay.
I think Crumb might say, "Hey, Lucy, what's up?"
I hear something. I hear wings.
What kind of wings?
I hear dragonfly wings.
You think it's like a dragonfly, yeah?
Yeah, small.
But we cannot see anything.
Correct. That is correct.
Well, I have an ability called Divine Sense.
Mm-hmm.
This seems like something that I might try to do if she can hear something we can't see.
What is Divine Sense Detect?
Location of any celestial, fiend, or undead.
Celestial, fiend, or undead? You don't think that something with wings would fall into that category.
Okay, fair enough.
So, as you were all thinking about this, does anybody want to do anything before I continue? You're all ready. You hear something. You're ready to go in case something bad happens. Is there anything else anybody would like to do? Otherwise, I will continue going forward.
I think we will just be ready
Okay.
in case something bad happens.
Okay. So, as you're all carefully prepared, a small flying creature suddenly appears before you. The creature looks female with almost elven features, indicated by pointed ears and somewhat soft, angular facial features. She is about a foot tall, with greenish gossamer wings like a butterfly that glow as bright as a clear dawn. She has long red hair and wears simple clothing in the colors of forest greens and reds. She flutters left to right, back and forth, up and down, and as she moves, sparkling dust falls from her. She says, "Hello, my name is Lorelei. Are you adventuring types?" She's just kind of asking all of you if you're adventuring types. Does anybody reply to her?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, you are. Wonderful. You see, there is this red dragon named Garthax that kidnapped a unicorn. And I need somebody to help rescue the unicorn from the dragon. Will you help me?
Yes.
Outlaw is speaking for the party, which is totally okay. Okay, so Lorelei needs to basically find where the dragon has taken the unicorn. So she doesn't know where the unicorn is. She doesn't know where the dragon is. But she thinks that this ancient creature called the Great Oak might know where the dragon is. So she's going to offer to lead you to the Great Oak to try to find out if you can locate the dragon. So so she tells you, the Great Oak might know where the dragon is. Will you come with me to the Great Oak?
Sure.
Yeah?
Sure.
Okay. Great.
I was waiting for another congressional hearing. Yes.
So Lorelei leads you southeast into the forest for about 15 minutes before you come to a large ancient oak tree. The canopy formed by its branches and leaves is maybe 100 feet in diameter, and under the oak's canopy there are no other trees. The ground under the canopy is thick with leaves. The sounds of the forest seem to be muffled here. There is a stillness around you that is very comforting. Lorelei leads you to the massive trunk of the tree at the center of the canopy, pixie dust trailing behind her as she flies. She flutters near the trunk, bobbing here and there. She says, "Hello, Great Oak. Are you sleeping, Great Oak? I've brought visitors." A face appears in the bark of the Great Oak, a face that looks like that of an old man. The eyes of the Great Oak look over your group, and as they do, the face seems to move within the bark of the tree. It's like the tree stays steady, but the face kind of moves around in the bark. So the face looks at Lorelei. Upon seeing her, the face smiles and says, "Ah, Lorelei, it is good to see you. Why have you come to see me today?" She replies with a troubled smile, "A unicorn has been captured by the dragon Garthax. We don't know where Garthax lives. Do you know, Great Oak?" The Great Oak says, "Yes, I know about Garthax. He has been seen flying along or near the Silver Stream. Follow the stream to the south to find his lair. Garthax's evil corrupts and poisons the land around his lair. As you get closer to his lair, the grass will turn a dull gray. There will be fewer birds and more insects, and trees and forest creatures will become twisted and corrupted. Please take these gifts."
What's the gift?
Some of the branches from the canopy kind of bend themselves down towards you all by themselves. They just bend down. And you see that these apples suddenly just kind of grow magically on the branch. So the Great Oak wants each of you to take one of these apples. So, do you take them?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Yes? Okay. So you
Yeah.
take the apples. So you can write somewhere on your character sheet. It doesn't really matter where. You can write down apple. Yep. And I'm going to let all of you know what it does, like mechanically, as far as the rules go. Okay. So
APPLE.
So if your character eats one of these apples, okay, your character is going to get 10 temporary hit points. And hit points are what your character has. Like if your character is like fighting a monster and a monster attacks you and it hits you, it'll take away some of your hit points. So if you've eaten one of these apples, you'll have some extra hit points so you can basically sort of stay up longer and fight against these monsters. Okay? So just remember that you have that apple there, and you can eat that apple anytime that you want to, because these temporary hit points stay with you like all day long. So you can eat them now, you can wait and eat them later. It's totally up to you. Okay?
Could Crumb search for the unicorn with his...
It's a good thought, because it's
Search.
celestial.
Yes.
So I have to be within 60 feet. So I think we need to go to the stream first, because I don't have, like, unlimited vision for my divine sense. Even
Right.
if the unicorn was celestial.
Right. Right. And
Love where your head's at, though.
that's really good thinking, though. And the unicorn, I think, qualifies as Fae. But your thinking was very good, though. That's a really good thought. So you take the apples, and let's see, where was I? Some of the branches come down. The great oak says, "There are many dangers in the forest other than Garthax. These," referring to the apples, "will bolster you on your travels." And then he says, "I am very sleepy." Lorelei says, "If you have any questions, now would be a good time to ask." So you don't have to ask any questions. I just want to give you the opportunity to ask questions if you feel like it.
Does the dragon have any weaknesses that we can exploit?
The great oak thinks for a minute. You see the face and the bark of the tree kind of furrowing its brow. It says, "Garthax dislikes wildberry root. If you wear it on your clothing, it should offer some measure of protection." So he referred to something called wildberry root.
Don't worry about it. It's okay.
As long as somebody in the party knows about that.
And it's something you can put on your clothing?
Correct. Yeah, it's something you put on your clothing, you put it on your armor.
As our ranger, does Lucy know what wildberry root looks like?
Lucy, as the ranger. Okay, Lucy, I'm going to have you make a die roll now.
Okay.
Okay, so look on your sheet in this list right here, and look for nature.
+2.
+2. Okay, so roll your blue die, the 20, and add +2 to whatever that number is.
Seriously?
So
What do
I
you mean?
rolled a 7, so that would be 9.
So 9. Okay. So you think long and hard about it, and you know that those trees exist, but you're not quite sure how to find one. Let's see. We have a sorcerer, a ranger, a paladin, and sorry, Sarah. What were you again? A bard. Okay. So Lorelei talks with the ranger, Erica.
Okay.
Lorelei talks with you, and she says, "I think that maybe I can, if you help me, we can probably locate one of these wildberry root trees." So she's going to have you make another nature check, but you're going to do it with what's called advantage. So I want you to roll your blue 20 twice, and then pick the higher number.
That was a 5. And a 17.
There we go.
A 17, okay. And your bonus on nature was +2?
+2.
So your total is 19, okay. So with Lorelei's help, you feel certain that you can find a wildberry tree. So, the great oak says, "I'm going back to sleep now. It was nice to see you, Lorelei. Maybe we can talk again in another 100 years." Lorelei says, "Good night, great oak. Pleasant dreams." And the face and the bark of the tree disappears.
So we need to follow Lorelei.
You need to follow Lorelei and the ranger. Lucy and Lorelei are basically kind of teaming up together to try to find where the wildberry tree is. So Lorelei and the ranger Lucy, they lead you east through the forest for about 10 minutes until you reach a stream that sparkles with a silvery hue. She leads you along the stream to the south for another 5 minutes or so, and then you come to a wildberry tree with its characteristic red leaves and red berries. Spreading out from the base of the wildberry tree are shrubs and dozens of thin roots. Lorelei says, "Pull up a piece of root and put it on your clothing where Garthax can see it." You also see a stone not far from the tree that has writing inscribed on it. So let me see here. We don't have anybody playing the druid, right?
That is correct.
Okay. All right. So what it says on the stone, you're not quite sure what that says. But Lorelei asked people to please go ahead and pull some of the root up and then put it on your clothing. So does everybody go ahead and do that?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, good.
Nice. I also grabbed some root.
How many roots do you want us to grab?
You just need to grab one for yourself, maybe just a few inches long, and just stick it somewhere where it's clearly visible on your armor or on your clothing.
It's on my head.
It's on your head. That's good. That'll work. That'll work.
Crown out of it.
Okay, so so as you are all going through and you're picking out the wild root, the wildberry root, suddenly all of like the little twigs and the branches around you, they all start to move, and they start to pull themselves away from the ground. And what you see all of a sudden standing before you, there are these like very small creatures that are made out of twigs. And they have red eyes and they have these really sharp fingers. And you get the feeling that maybe they're mad that you took some of that wildberry root. And they move to attack all of you. So, what's going to happen now is we are going to go into a combat encounter.
It's like Pokemon when the music changes.
So, this is actually one of my favorite tracks. I love this track. So the first thing I need everybody to do is to roll initiative. And if you look at your sheet, right up here, at the very top where my finger is, you should have a number there. It might say +0. I might even have a minus there. But everybody take note of what this number is right up on the top that says initiative. Okay, and you're going to roll the 20, your blue die, and you're going to add this number to your 20-sided die roll, and you're going to tell me what you get. So I'm going to start with Outlaw. What is your total?
My total is 18.
18. That's pretty good. And Lucy, what is your total?
21.
Ooh, 21. Nice. And Crom.
17.
17. Oh, you're all rolling pretty well.
Person. Get no bonuses. Sarah, how about you?
And Lele, what is your 9? 9 is your total. Okay.
So 12 total.
So 12 total.
9.
+3, right?
Yeah. And I got a 6.
No, that's a 9. See where the dot is?
Oh, yeah. That's, on the 6 and the 9,
This
they have
is
a
the
dot.
6.
They have a dot that
See
shows
the dot?
What's the sun
help,
mean on
That's a 20.
That's the 20. Yeah, sometimes instead of a 20, they have a symbol on them. Just kind of makes it a little more fun. Okay, and then I have to roll for these creatures, which are called twig blights. I'm going to roll initiative for my guys. And I got an 8. So everybody is going to go before the bad guys, which is probably good. Okay. All right, so.
Before we fight
Yes.
the bad guys,
Yes.
as a party, do we want to try to talk to them?
People
We
have-
are here
Yeah?
to help the forest because we did hear that Garthax infects everything, and these things seem to be defending the forest and defending something that can hurt the dragon. So perhaps our bard could try to talk to them, but she doesn't have initiative. But I don't know how that works.
What sort of thing would the bard like to do?
I don't know.
Do you have any abilities in there that can maybe influence people's attitudes? I'm not quite sure. I don't remember the exact wording on that
Not
sheet.
really.
Not really? Okay.
I wish I had talked to animals.
That's okay. That's all right. So what we're going to do is we're going to start in the initiative, and then
Okay.
Bard, when it gets to your turn, we'll see what we can do, okay? So you have a little while before your turn starts. So the initiative order is going to be Lucy the Ranger, Outlaw the Sorcerer, Crom the Paladin, Lele the Bard, and then the Twig Blights. That is our initiative order. So, all right. So Lucy, these creatures, they have these red eyes, they have these claws. You can see that they're moving to attack you, and they're not that far away. I'm going to say they're maybe like 20 feet away from where you all are. So what would you like to do? I mean, you probably have the option to shoot your bow. You may have an option to use like a sword or something. You may have some spells you can cast there on the far right side of your sheet. You let me know what you would like to do.
I believe I can mask, right, or hide. I can attempt to hide.
You probably can. Are you referring to something specific on your sheet?
I don't know.
What does it say? You can read it
It says
out.
Mask of the Wild. You can attempt to hide Even when you are only lightly obscured by foliage, heavy rain, falling snow, mist, and other
Okay.
natural
Okay.
phenomena.
You're gonna run away from the twig.
I'm gonna hide.
Okay. So, what you're going to do is you're going to look on your sheet at this list of skills,
I'm
and you're going to look for
scared.
stealth. You have stealth in that list somewhere.
I
Why?
do.
And what's your bonus?
It's a +5.
+5. So roll that 20, the blue 20, and give me a +5 on that roll.
So my total is 20.
20. Wow. Okay. So 20. Okay. So as these twig blights get up and they start to come at you, there is some foliage right near you, and you just kind of like magically blend in with that foliage, and you see the twig blights. They're kind of confused, like they don't know where you are. So you're fairly certain that you have managed to hide yourself. Now, what that means is that if you were to try to attack them either with your bow or with a weapon, that you would roll with advantage because they don't know where you are. So if you decide to attack them, you'd roll the 20 twice and take the better roll because you are hidden. And it also offers you a certain amount of safety because right now you don't think they can see you. We'll say that if you don't move, okay, if you stay right where you are, I will let you do something else. There's like a certain action economy where you can only do so many things. Usually you can move on your turn and you can take an action. That's usually what you do. So your speed is on your sheet up here. It probably says 30 feet.
Mine says 35.
35, okay. So on your turn, you can move up to this number, and you can also take an action. So I'm going to say that if you want to use your move, Lucy, to hide, you can now take an action, which can include casting a spell or making an attack. If you make an attack, you will have advantage. So you let me know what you want to do.
We're assuming, gang, that these twigs are going to be dangerous. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Crom.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be dangerous, but I
They
just
are
thought
dangerous, yeah.
maybe instead of being this silly meathead who smashes everything to pieces, I could try a different approach and talk to the woodland creatures whom we're here to help.
Yes, but you decided to run to the bushes.
I was just blending in. So I felt like it was time for someone else to step up.
So it's possible that rather than destroying these creatures, you may be able to drive them off. So if you want to attack them, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to kill them. You could just drive them away.
Okay.
So what would you like to do? It doesn't have to be anything. If you don't want to do anything, you can just stay where you are and stay hidden.
I think I'm going to stay hidden.
You're going to stay hidden. Okay. So then we're going to go to Outlaw, who is the Dragonborn sorcerer. So you see the ranger sort of hiding in the bushes right there. You see these twig blights coming at you with red eyes and sharp claws. What would you like to do?
I think I'm gonna try to just keep them away, but not attack.
Okay. And how would you like to accomplish that? You need to do something that will make them not want to come closer.
I guess, could I scare them, basically?
You could make, if you look at your list of skills here, there is something called intimidation. Mm-hmm. If you find what the number is next to your intimidation, you can roll the blue 20 die and add that to it and try to intimidate them.
I got 23.
23?
Intimidation, yes.
Wow. Okay. Now, do you want to tell me what your character says to try to intimidate them?
I don't know.
You don't know? That's okay. All right. So you, as this dragonborn creature, you yell out and basically tell them to stop and to not move forward. Mm-hmm. Okay? And so, for the moment, they actually do stop advancing. So they're coming at you, their claws are ready, they're getting ready to swing their claws, and you bellow this big, draconic roar at them, and they suddenly stop for a second, and they're kind of scared. So there's a moment here where there doesn't appear to be a threat from them at this exact moment. And then we'll go on to Crom and see what you want to do.
So they've hesitated for a second.
They've hesitated for a second because of the Dragonborn, yeah.
So I will take my greatsword and charge towards them while yelling, "We're here to defeat Garthax and save the forest."
Okay. So I will have you do the same thing. You're going to make an intimidation check. So look for your intimidation on your skills. And I want you to roll with advantage. So you will roll the 20 twice and take the better result.
I got 18 plus 4 is 22.
22, you just want to stick with that one?
I assume so.
Yeah.
I don't think I can do any better than that.
You could roll 19 or 20.
I mean, don't look a gift. It's a 10.
That's a 10. Okay. All right, so your total was 21, you said?
22.
22. Okay. So first the ranger hides, then the sorcerer, the draconic sorcerer, yells out, and they pause a little bit frightened, and then based on that, Crom also tries to run at them with the axe and intimidate them, while also telling them that we're trying to protect the forest. Okay, so I'm going to say that between all of that information, okay, these twig blights, they're really unsure of themselves, and they're not so sure that attacking is the best idea. So you see them kind of talking among themselves, and they basically scatter off into the forest. Okay. So the combat encounter is now over.
And we didn't even have to kill anything.
Yeah.
Look at us go.
She dropped my
I'm not
dice.
very intimidating. I have a -1.
Well, especially when the first thing you do is hide in the leaves.
Yeah.
The first sign of danger and you got out of town. At least he yelled.
Yeah.
All right, good job, team.
Yeah, good job. Very good. Okay, so let's see. Where was I here? Okay. Get back to my sheet here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we did that. We did that. And we did that. Okay. So, just so you know, this isn't going to come up probably right this second, but the wild berry root that you all now have on your person, any creature that's wearing it gets +3 to their armor class, which again, you don't have to worry about this at the moment, but you can write it down in the sheet if you want to. You get +3 to your armor class against attacks that are made by the dragon.
Okay.
And you also have resistance to all damage from the dragon. Okay, as long as the dragon can see that root on you, your armor class is higher, and you have resistance to the damage from the dragon. So, if it comes to that and you guys are fighting the dragon, we'll kind of go over that again. But I just want to make sure you know that. So, Laurel...
We scare the dragon away because we're so scary.
Unless Mom hides in the bushes again.
Not very scary. Okay.
We'll see how that works trying to intimidate a dragon. We'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see.
I don't think it's going to work.
No.
So the pixie Lorelei, she leads you east through the forest for 10 minutes. Did I do that one? Oh, I did that one. Oh, no, I didn't. Wild
We got
berry
the
tree.
roots.
Yeah, you
and
got the
then
roots.
we got attacked by the bow truffles.
Okay.
Not bull truffles, Daddy.
Twig fiends?
Twig blights.
Twig blights. But in Harry Potter, they'd be bow truffles.
No, because bull truffles would be screaming at us, not...
Those are mandrakes.
Really? Oh, so...
Well, here we go. Okay. So, Lorelei leads you back to the Silver Stream, and then you continue to follow it to the south. An hour passes, and you start to notice the color of the grass changing from green to a dull gray. As you continue on, you see fewer and fewer birds, and more you hear the buzzing of tiny insects. The trees and shrubs gradually become twisted and gnarled. Lorelei says, "We must be getting close to the home of Garthax. I'm going to become invisible." And so she disappears from view, but you can just barely hear the sound of her wings beating among the droning sound of the insects. So you know Garthax's lair must not be far away. How would you like to proceed? So right now you don't know exactly where it is, but because the land and everything is changing, you know that is a sign that the dragon's lair is close. So what would you like to do?
I think I would like to eat my apple.
Okay. If you eat your apple, so if you go to your character sheet, up here, this is where your hit points are. There's a really tiny number there that says hit points. Just make a note in that box somewhere that you have 10 temporary hit points.
Okay. I will follow suit because it does seem like a good idea.
Okay.
I won't do it until he gets real close,
Okay.
just in case it runs out.
Okay.
Well, you said it would last the whole day.
We have it for all day.
Yeah, it would last the whole day. Yep.
Do you want to eat your apple too?
We would all like to eat our apples.
No,
Okay.
no, no.
So everybody eats your apples, and you get 10 temporary hit points. Okay, so when it comes to trying to locate the layer, does anybody have any ideas on how to locate the layer? You can take a look at your list of skills and see if there's anything on your list of skills that might be appropriate for what you're trying to do.
Would a dragon qualify as a fiend?
No, I would not.
You would pick up on moon too, the outlaw.
Yeah, so
I'm
the
I think I'm
skills
smart enough to notice you and other things.
the skills you have are acrobatics, animal handling, arcana, athletics, deception, history, insight, intimidation, investigation, medicine, nature, perception, performance, persuasion, religion, sleight of hand, stealth, and survival. So, are there any of those skills that people might want to try to use in this situation? Or you can just tell me, like, I would like to do this, and we'll try to. What is it?
I have acrobatics.
You have acrobatics. That may come up. That may come up
Very
later.
important. I would like to examine the area around us and see if anything looks suspicious.
Okay, so you are going to make a perception check. So that is perception is in your skills. So roll the 20 and add that perception.
10 plus 3 is 13.
It's 13. Okay, so with the 13, I'm going to say that you basically have a direction because
Okay.
you're looking at the way that the forest is changing, and you're looking behind you at the way the forest was healthy a minute ago, and you can kind of pinpoint a direction. It's obviously not behind you, but it's also not. It's not east or west. We're just going to say that you're moving south, and it's obvious that you have to keep on moving south. So you're able to determine at least that much. So you have a direction to go in.
Could I also do perception?
You could. Yep, you could. And do you have, what is your perception bonus?
I have a +5.
+5. And what is your investigation bonus?
Investigation is +0.
Okay, so why don't you do perception?
So I have a 14 +5 would be 19.
19, okay.
She's smarter than me.
So the ranger and the paladin, you work together to basically try to keep a bead on where it is that the land is becoming the most corrupt. And you keep on moving forward. So let's see. So we have sorcerer, ranger, paladin, and bard. So let me check my notes real quick here.
Could
Okay.
the dragon use nature as a
Sure.
like a iffy thing?
Yeah.
So that's how.
Yeah, why not? Because people are helping you, why don't you roll the 20 twice and pick the higher number and then add your nature bonus to it?
Which is +0.
That's a 6.
Big roll.
Ooh.
And then a 7? Okay.
7.
So you're trying to help them with your nature. You're not quite sure if it's working. But you're trying to help them out.
Do you have any
say,
skills
how
you'd
about
like to
Lele?
utilize?
No.
Okay.
Sarah, let's see here.
She doesn't really have like a fun one for that.
Gotcha. Okay.
So we could continue south slowly
Okay.
as to not...
Cautiously.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So let's see here. I'm going to have the ranger make one more check. And again, we're going to do this with advantage. What is your survival, ranger?
My survival is +5.
+5.
I was looking at that.
So I want you to roll with advantage. So roll twice, take the higher number, and tell me what you get.
2 for the first one.
And a 1.
So your highest was a 7?
7.
Was it 7? Okay. So it takes you a little while. Okay, you're walking for maybe like about a half an hour, But eventually, with everybody's help and including Lorelei kind of scouting ahead, you do manage to spot a cave. Okay, it takes you a little while, but you do manage to spot a cave. So let's see here. So as your group walks over the top of a small ridge, you see a large mountain, and you can see a cave entrance about 50 feet wide. At the cave entrance is about 50 feet wide at the base of this mountain. So, and it's obvious that the land is becoming more and more corrupt as you got here. The forest is kind of cleared away a little bit, and so where the cave is, it's fairly open. So, how would you like to proceed here? Are you going right into the cave? Is there something you want to do before you go into the cave? What would you like to do?
I'd like to grab a branch from a nearby tree and then light the top of it on fire for like a light.
For a torch? Okay. So Outlaw makes himself a torch. Okay, good. Do people have dark vision?
I have dark vision.
The two of you have dark vision?
So does...
Sarah, you have dark vision too?
I don't know.
So I'm glad I made that torch.
Right there? Oh, okay. All right, so Sarah, your character can see in the dark, Sarah. Kind of like a cat. Like cats they can see in the dark. Your character can see in the dark. Okay? So the three of you can see in the dark. Outlaw's the only one who cannot see in the dark. So he has a torch. So he's going to use that for his light. The rest of you don't need any torches because you can see in the dark. So now that you have a light and the rest of you can see in the dark, do you want to move into the cave?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I'd like to, investigate it.
Okay.
Like walk up to the front and investigate it at the mouth of the cave.
Sure.
Yeah.
Why don't you walk up to the front and give me perception checks?
21.
21?
I also,
Sarah, you can do it too.
22.
22?
It's 22.
I got a 21.
Roll.
Okay.
3,
3.
6.
That's a 9.
Okay, and then Outlaw?
No, I got a 19.
No, 19.
19. Wow.
20.
20. Okay. So, who got the 20? Who was the highest? The 21?
I got a 22.
22. Okay.
I got...
So our paladin. Let's see here. Our paladin. So you see in the dirt at the base of the cave what looks like a hoof print,
Okay.
like from a horse or perhaps a unicorn.
Oh, perhaps a unicorn. Okay.
So that's what you see, and otherwise the cave goes into darkness. I mean, you can see. I think it's about 60 feet with your dark vision.
Correct.
So Sarah, your character can see inside the cave from where you're standing outside the cave.
But
you
only
see,
in shades of gray.
that's right. So you basically see this tunnel that's in the shade of gray, and you see it going into the tunnel. Okay. So how would you all like to proceed now that you have this information?
You said there's no animals around,
Correct.
but there's insects.
There's insects. That's right.
Does insects count as like an animal that we can eat, trust to like lead into the cave, like to see what's going on, or no?
You don't think you could convince the insects to do that? No.
Okay.
That's an interesting thought, though. I like that.
I think I would like to proceed cautiously, but with my bow drawn.
With your bow drawn, okay.
I'd also like my dagger. My dagger in one hand,
Okay.
and
I'm assuming it's a magic staff.
there is a magic staff, yes, but one's +2 and one's +3.
Sure.
Okay, so Sarah, do you want to get your rapier ready, just in case something scary happens,
Or a crossbow.
or a crossbow? Do you want to get one of those ready? Okay, so you get that ready. Good job. And the paladin, you readying your sword?
I'm assuming I can throw the
axe.
javelin.
You can throw javelins. Yep.
So I will have the javelin out
Okay.
as a ranged attack.
Okay.
Okay. You know what? Like, I see you over there with your... Can you actually throw a javelin? All right?
Okay.
All right.
So.
Because you've thrown.
So you enter into the cave. The cave entrance opens into a large chamber. The temperature is very warm. The air is very humid. There are two passageways on the far side of the chamber. The left passage has a faint glow emanating from it. You also see 3 skeletons lying on the ground at the far side of the chamber, near to the passageways. So Sarah, so your character, okay, with your dark vision, you can see into the left passage, which everybody can kind of see that it's glowing, okay? But your character can see that there looks like there's a glowing pool of water. So nobody else can see that there's a pool of water in there, but you can see it. And the pool of water is glowing like magic. Okay, do you want to tell them about that?
No.
You don't want to tell them about that? Okay, so the rest of you see this big chamber, 2 passageways, and the left passageway is glowing, and there's these skeletons laying on the ground on the far side. So you tell me how you would like to proceed.
I'd like to throw a fireball into one of them to see farther.
Do you have a fireball?
I have 5 fire breath and fire bolt, but
Okay.
Into one of whom? Into the passage.
Yeah.
The passage, okay.
Okay.
So-
do you want to talk about it as a whole group first, maybe, before you just start winging fire around?
Sarah didn't let us have.
We're aware of that.
pool
Maybe
of
not a
magic.
great team player thing. But maybe the rest of us want to talk about what we're doing before we just start hurling fire around.
So, I guess we can hurl fire into it.
I have perception that I've used before. I don't know if that's
Right, we could just
kind of
there's
check it out.
3 skeletons that we could go examine.
It's up to you, Outlaw. You don't have to listen to your parents. It's totally up to you.
It's true. You don't have parents here.
I'm just going to hang out until you guys tell me what you want.
Go ahead.
What do we want to do?
What do you want to do?
Do you think we should check it out, or do you think you should throw your fire bolt or your
Fire breath.
Fire breath.
If you were going to choose one of those, I'd say use your fire bolt, because you can use that all day long. But if you use your fire breath, then it's gone. So I would say use your fire bolt if you're going to do that.
Recharges after you finish a short, long
A short or a
rest.
long rest, right. So you're not sure if you're going to get a rest or not.
Okay.
But the fire bolt, you can just keep doing that 100 times a day. It doesn't
So
matter.
fireball. Okay.
Wish he didn't know that.
Every time. Firebolt.
Is that what you want to do?
No.
No. Okay.
There's.
He's playing it smart now. Do you have a question, Sarah? No. You looked all excited all of a sudden. I'm like, what is Sarah? What is she thinking?
So I guess could we go back and find an animal to, I guess go into the cave and
All right.
You're trying to
Why
sacrifice
don't
an
I
animal?
cautiously go examine the skeletons?
Yes.
How about that? How about you allow me to go examine the skeletons cautiously, and you can be on the ready for any danger that happens.
Yes, I'll have fire bolts ready.
There you go.
Okay. All right, so the paladin is going to move forward to investigate the skeletons, right?
They do have a lot of knives, yes.
Yes, you are going to move forward to investigate.
Yes,
Okay.
please.
All right, so the thought occurs to you that you could use divine sense to determine if the skeletons are undead or not.
Oh, okay. There we go. Yes. So I will try to use divine sense.
Okay, I think you can just use it if you just want to read the description.
As an action, until the end of your next turn, you know the location of any celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet of you that is not behind total cover. You
Okay.
know the type of any being you sense, but not its identity.
Okay.
Within the same radius, you can also detect the presence of any place or object that has been consecrated or desecrated, as with the Hallow spell.
So you use your divine sense, and you get this magical sense all about you, and you know that those skeletons that are lying there that just look like the remains of people, you know that those are actually undead skeletons.
Okay.
So if you move close enough to them, you're pretty sure that they're going to stand up and attack. They are not friendly creatures.
I am going to tell the party, unlike others in our party, that those skeletons in front of us are very suspicious, and if we approach them, they will probably attack us. And we probably can't scare them away like we did the twig fiends.
Okay. Could I do a survival check?
For that's usually if you're like trying to track something,
Okay.
which you were trying to track the dragon.
I don't know.
Or I just told you there was bad guys, and you have a bow.
Can we just use the bow?
I mean, right now,
My bow's already ready.
right now, you know that those skeletons are not alive so much, but they are animated. You know that they're essentially evil, undead creatures. They're not natural, and they will attack you if you get close enough.
Okay.
So you have the advantage right now because they're not going to get the surprise on you because your paladin figured it out. So how would you like to proceed, knowing that basically you can't get through this chamber without these skeletons in the way?
Let's just firebolt them, the three of them, because they're all in a relative circle, correct?
They are about maybe 15 feet apart, but you can certainly firebolt any one of them that you would like to.
I'll do the firebolt in the middle of all of them.
Okay. So you're going to hit the one in the middle
Yes.
with the firebolt. Okay. So roll your spell attack bonus. There should be like a number like plus something next to your firebolt.
It says 1 action cast.
1 action cast, 2 range, 120, 1 creature, plus 5 attack bonus.
Yes. Okay. So roll the 20 and add that plus 5 attack bonus and tell me what you get.
23.
23. Wow. Okay. And then it said it does 1d10 damage. So take this white die and roll that and tell me what you get.
3.
3. Okay. So the Dragonborn Sorcerer casts this firebolt, which is basically it's like a little ball of fire. It shoots out and it hits the skeleton in the middle of the room. And it takes damage. You see some of the bones get blasted off of it, and then it jumps up, and they all jump up and they start to move to attack. Okay, so you have started the combat encounter. So we're going to roll initiative again. So you're going to roll the 20, add this number up here in the top middle, and tell me what you get.
I got a 4 total.
That's what you get for hiding the first time.
4 total.
I got a 19.
Did you roll?
4 is Lucy, 19 is Outlaw.
Roll.
Crom.
So you got 12 plus a 3 is 15. I'm 15, and Sarah is a 15.
Okay, 15 for Lede, and 15 for Crom. All right, let me see what my skeletons have. Skeletons have... Oh, that's pretty good. My skeletons have a 20. Wow. So...
Hit you in the face with a sword.
So the skeletons go first.
The dragon's eyes got brighter.
Then it is Outlaw, Lele, Crom, and Lucy. So now we are in a combat encounter against the skeletons. So let's see, there are 3 skeletons. So Outlaw, the one that you shot with the fire, gets up and moves over to you, and it has like this old rusty short sword, and it's going to try to attack you. Okay? So hold on a second, I'm going to roll an attack on
What's
you.
going to happen to it?
And we'll see what's going to happen with the short sword. So, do this.
I'm scared.
So, the skeleton hit an armor class of 15. So, you need to look right here on your sheet. Yep.
I have 17.
17. Okay. So,
Only
No,
against
14.
the dragon. 14 now, but only 17 against the dragon.
okay. So, it's a 14 now, and the skeleton hit 15. So, that means that skeleton did connect with the sword. Okay. And you took... let's see. You took... What are your hit points? The hit point is that little number there. Up in...
Right. Looks like 9 there.
19.
So 19 plus is 9 plus is 10.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. All right. So you just took 5 damage from that short sword. So change that number 10 that you have on there and put that down to a 5. So now you have that 5 plus the other 8, I think, right there. So you're at 13. So then one of the skeletons is going to move up to the paladin and swing at the paladin with the short sword. And it's going to hit AC 17.
That's more than I got.
That's more than you got?
Yep.
Okay. So
I'm at 16.
It rolled low damage, though, so you take 3 points of damage. So you can take it off your temporary hit points first.
You have 12 hit points?
Yeah, I'm a fighty guy.
He is.
You're a stay away from things and do magic guy.
That's right. Okay, and then one's going to move up on the ranger and take a swing at the ranger. And I'm rolling pretty good. The AC 17.
It's more than I got. I got 15.
Okay, so you're going to take 4 points of damage off of your temporary hit points.
Skeletons are mean to us today.
Okay, so now, Outlaw, it is your turn. What would you like to do? So now the skeletons have basically advanced on your party, so they are now, like, closer together. They're all closer together next to your group. So what would you like to do?
How many fire bolts can I send?
It's just every time you take your turn, you can do one firebolt,
Okay.
or you can do your dragon breath, or you can do something else. You basically get one action, and a lot of the things you do take an action.
And keep in mind that you're not supposed to really punch people physically. That's kind of like Mommy and I's
Yeah,
job.
you cast spells.
So,
So you kind of want to be like behind Mommy and I, throwing magic at people while I
That's
hit
right,
people
that's
with
right.
my sword.
That's right.
And right now you're right in front of somebody.
I'm gonna get my staff, which is plus 2 damage, but damage type is 1d8 /
Right, but keep in mind, if you do that, you're going to be walking up to them and getting close to them and hitting them with
Then
it.
I'll get a dagger.
No, so what we're saying is you are capable.
Okay.
You're allowed to move backwards.
Okay.
Yeah, if
so
you want to move back and cast spells, that's kind of what the sorcerers do.
I'll move back and send.
So what you got? So you have.
You can probably just do another fireball,
you have
right?
burning hands. You can do firebolt. Yeah, because you can do firebolt
Okay.
as much as you want.
What does the burning hands do?
I think it's Alex's.
Burning hands. It's kind of like your fire breath, where basically it'll get like a bunch of people in front of you, and it does damage to a bunch of people in front of you. So you can use your dragon's breath, burning hands. You can use either one of those to hit a lot of the skeletons, or you can use the firebolt to
Alex,
just
do you
attack
have a
one
triangle?
skeleton.
A D4. Yeah.
Do you attack all of them or just one?
So what would you like to do?
So my firebolt does a range of 120. Does that mean it spreads out?
No,
No.
that just means you can hit them from like way down the street.
Okay.
But your burning hands and your dragon breath, that does spread out.
How many burning hands can I use?
You have, I think, 2 spell slots there. Yes, 2 slots. You see those circles right there?
Yes.
So when you use one of your spells, when you use one of these spells here, you check that off.
Okay.
So essentially, you can use Burning Hands twice. You can use Burning Hands once and Shield once, or you can use Shield twice. So it's kind of up to you. You can spend those spell slots however you would like.
So I'll put firebolt at just one of them.
After you back up, right?
Yes.
After you back up? Okay, and you just want to use Firebolt just on one
Yes.
of them? Okay. So go ahead and make your attack roll. That's a +5 on the die.
That's 12.
12. Okay, so the skeleton sees the
No,
fire.
wait. Plus 5. Sorry.
+5 to your roll.
17.
17. Okay.
Yes.
So the fire goes out at the one that you already hit. Okay. And it blasts a whole bunch of the ribcage of the skeleton away with the fire. Okay. So it is badly hurt, that one. It is still up, it is still functioning, but it is badly hurt. So that is a good job. So then we go to Lele. Lele, what would you like to do, sweetie? Do you want to attack them? Do you want to cast a spell on them? I'm not sure what spell she has there, James, if you could take a look at it. She probably has healing stuff.
She does, but she also has a crossbow, and it feels like we probably want to finish the combat before we start healing people.
Okay.
Heal me after.
Do you want to shoot them with your crossbow, Lele?
Sure.
Yeah? Okay, you want to walk her through rolling the
Yeah.
attack roll?
So you roll this one, and then you add 5 to it. Okay, so we rolled a 3, plus 5 is 8, so a total of 8
A total of
for the
8.
crossbow.
Okay, so unfortunately the crossbow shoots like right next to the skeleton, and the skeleton dodges out of the way because his armor class is a little bit higher.
Okay, so we didn't get it that time.
That's okay.
Not that
I
time.
got a 20.
You might get it next time, though.
And is she's far away, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Alex,
Yep.
this is yours.
And Crom, you are up next.
Okay, and I was struck by a skeleton, so I am engaged.
Yes.
So I am just going to attack the skeleton who is attacking
right in
me.
front of you. Go for it. Yep.
Okay. And I rolled a 5.
5 plus.
Not great. 5 plus 5 is 10.
10. That skeleton manages to move out of the way.
Okay.
And then we have Lucy. What would you like to do, Lucy?
I have a short bow
Yep.
and a long bow. How far away am I?
I mean, you can get them easily with either one of those.
Perfect. I'd like to. Can I do two things? Can I back up and use my bow? Or no?
So there is something that does come up sometimes when you back away. Okay. But I didn't do it for Outlaw, so I'm not going to do it for you. So there's a thing called an opportunity attack where if you're engaged in melee and you move away, they get to swing at you. But we're just going to skip that to keep the complexity level kind of down.
Okay.
So you step back away from that skeleton and you fire one of your bows at them, probably whichever does the higher damage.
They're both the same, so I'll go with the short bow.
Okay, so you shoot the short bow at the skeleton.
So I have a +5.
That's a short sword. Mark?
Oh, short sword, not a short bow. Short sword. Sorry.
Well, so if you're...
So you're going to use the longbow then?
I'm going to use the long bow.
Okay.
So I have a total of 18.
Total of 18. So that does hit the armor class of the skeleton. So then you roll the damage.
Yay!
Whatever the damage...
Is that the white one?
what does it say on your sheet? This is D8? D8, D6?
It says D8 plus
D8.
3
Yes.
slash B.
So D8 is the grayish one.
Okay.
Yep. So roll that, and then it should say like a D8 plus something.
Yep, plus 3.
So what's the total?
So my total would be 5.
5. Okay. And are you shooting at the one that's already been damaged? The one that's been
Yes.
hit by 2 fireballs?
Yes.
Firebolts? Okay. So you shoot your bow,
Try to take it down.
and you hit it right in the sternum with that, and it shatters into a bunch of little pieces. And that skeleton is now no longer in the fight.
Yay!
Good shot.
So then we go back up to the top of the round, and a skeleton is going to attack the paladin. And is going to get AC 13.
I have AC 16.
So it misses you. Are you using a shield? Does it say shield anywhere?
It does not say a shield. I just am super tough.
Okay. So you basically use your what kind of weapon is it?
Greatsword.
Greatsword. Use your greatsword to basically try to defend yourself against this attack, and it managed to misses. So then I'm going to have one go after the ranger again, seeing that you are destroying skeletons.
Nice.
I'll take a swing at you, but it rolled terribly. AC 10, probably not going to hit you.
Nope, I'm at 15.
Okay, so then we go on to Outlaw. So there's 2 skeletons left.
Okay. So there's one near Lucy, very close to Lucy, correct?
It's not right up on her, but yes, it's close.
Okay.
Yes.
And there's one right next to...
There's one right up on Crumb, yeah.
And if I hit the one next to Crumb, in a miss, will Crumb get attacked?
If you use the firebolt and you shoot and you miss, you won't hit Crumb.
Okay. So I'll do the one
The firebolt?
right next to Crumb.
Okay, so roll a 20 and add 5 and tell me what your total is.
My total is 14.
14. That is good enough. You hit it with the firebolt. Roll the white d10. Tell me what you get.
5.
5. Okay. So you again blast off some of the ribs in the rib cage, and it's still standing there, but it is definitely damaged. So then, Lele, do you want to shoot with your crossbow? Yeah. Okay. Did you lose a die?
We did.
Here,
Just
Sarah,
worried
you
about
can...
the kid and...
You can borrow your brother's.
18.
At a B.
18, and then you have probably a bonus on top of that, right? So let's see what's on your sheet.
+5.
Plus 5. So you hit AC 23. You hit the skeleton with your crossbow. Okay, so damage. Crossbow is 1d6. So roll this one. Roll the red 6 and add 3 to that.
Thank you, Dad. 5.
Plus
Plus
6.
3.
8
Is?
plus 3.
5 plus 3 is what?
8.
8. That skeleton had 8 hit points, and you just did 8 hit points of damage.
Like a sniper.
So that skeleton goes kaboom and falls into a whole bunch of pieces. Good job. Excellent job.
Good job, Lele.
So then we are on to Crom. There's only one left. The one that you're fighting is right in your face.
Okay. I'm gonna try to redeem myself.
Okay.
And hit it.
Okay.
With my sword. And I rolled 10. Plus 5 is 15.
15 is high enough to hit.
So bad at rolling dice.
We're aware of that. So my damage is 2d6 plus 3.
Wow, that's
I
a lot of
believe.
damage.
Right?
Yep.
Okay, so
Okay.
1 and a 2 on the dice, though. So what's the total damage?
6. No, 3. 5. 5.
5. Okay. So you swing through with the greatsword, and you do knock off some bones, but it's still there. So then we go back up to the top of the initiative, and it's going to attack you back.
I'll heal everybody once
Oh
we're
my
done.
goodness! I got something called a critical success, which means that it does double damage with its short sword. But the first die roll was a 1 for damage. Okay. So you take a total of 7 damage.
Okay.
Does that get through your temporary hit points?
It does.
Good thing you ate that apple.
Does it go into your regular hit
It
points?
does not. I have my regular.
Okay, all right. Good. All right, so then it is on to Outlaw. You just saw the skeleton get a really good hit on the paladin.
I'm definitely gonna hit.
Firebolt again?
Yes.
Okay, go for it. The sorcerer shoots out a firebolt. Oh!
8 damage.
No, it's 8 to hit. It's 8 to hit, but that misses the skeleton.
Okay.
So then we go on to Lele. Do you want to use your crossbow again?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, go ahead and make an attack with your crossbow.
1.
Oh, man.
Oh, 1! Oh, that means you miss. You
We're
destroyed
a very nice family.
You destroyed the other skeleton, though,
We're not great at
Lele. You did a
battling
good job with the other one.
skeletons.
But you missed that one. So then we're on to Crom. You have the skeleton in your face.
A 2.
Is that a 2? That's probably going to be like a 7 to hit, probably, somewhere around there.
Yep.
So this skeleton kind of laughs in your face as you miss. And then we're on to Lucy.
All right, well, I'm going to use my longbow.
Longbow, okay.
Plus 5, 13.
13, that is high enough.
Whew.
And what's the damage?
Plus 3.
1d6 plus 3.
1d6 plus 3. So the red.
1d8.
So 1d8. Okay, so the gray die. Yep. That plus 3.
Oh, man.
How much?
11.
Well, that's the maximum you could get. Why did you say, oh man?
You do 11
Oh.
damage?
I thought it was going to hurt me.
No.
Oh.
No, this is you
She
shooting your
rolls
bow.
to hurt you.
Oh.
You hurt them.
All right.
Yeah,
Nice,
so
I
you
got
did 11 damage?
Yes.
Wow, you hit that skeleton right in the head and knock its skull off, and it falls to the ground. And that is the end of combat. Good job.
You guys are lucky to have me to absorb all your hit points.
That's right.
But your skeleton's still alive.
She just killed me.
She just killed
Oh.
it. She just destroyed that
Right.
skeleton. She did. Yep.
Now would
swung my sword
everybody
around
like me
wildly.
to heal them?
Did nothing.
So
Yes. So with the bard, Sarah, do you want to heal people?
Sure.
Okay.
can she heal our apple hit points or no?
No. The apple hit points don't come back. So who was taking the most damage?
Dad. No.
Actually, let me rephrase that. Who has the lowest amount of hit points? Let's rephrase that.
Me.
You do?
Yes, I
Okay.
have 14.
Sarah, could you have Lele?
But
he
Alex is
can't-
still on his temporary hit
He's
points.
on his temporary.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
temporary.
still in my temporary.
And
too.
I'm at my regular, and Sarah has no damage. So she has 20 total.
Okay, so including the temporary hit points, who has the lowest total? It's you?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Sarah, why don't you have Lele use Healing Word on your dad's...
Healing word.
Or whatever your... Do you have a Healing Word?
Healing word, yep. One bonus action to cast. The creature regains 1d4 plus 3 hit points.
So, Sarah, can you roll the purple triangle die for me? Yeah, roll that one. So, 2, and what was the bonus on the spell?
3 plus 3.
Plus 3? Okay, so Sarah, your character reaches over and heals the paladin for 5 hit points. Good job. That's awesome. Okay, is there anything else you guys want to do before we continue? Do you need to do some more healing, or are you going to stop there? Some of you might have healing potions. You don't necessarily have to use those now if you don't want to.
Do you only get to use the potion of healing one time?
Right, you drink it and then it's gone. Yeah,
And it's only for your base hit points, not for your temporary hit points.
correct. Yeah, the temporary hit points always they're just gone.
So
Okay.
I'm at 12 though, right? So, but
Whoop. So you have 12 hit points, James?
well, so my base is 12. That skeleton went through all my bonus,
Okay.
so that her healing word wouldn't heal me up to my temporary again.
No, it would only hit you up to that, after that
Yeah,
12. Yeah.
okay.
Yep.
So we just destroyed 3 skeletons.
Yep.
I would like to look around the chamber for any valuables they may have dropped or anything we could collect.
Can I do that too?
Sure, yeah, you can. So what Lele and Crom basically find are some like scraps of old rusty armor from the skeletons, and they have like these rusty swords. Those aren't really worth anything. You do find 10 gold pieces though. If you want to write 10 gold pieces somewhere, you do find 10 gold pieces. Okay, the DM is gonna organize his papers here, make sure he's got everything.
I'm
going.
taking a skeleton molar as a trophy.
Nice.
I'm going to hang it next to my berry root.
Just so everybody knows.
Well, as a paladin, I kind of want to let the undead people know that I'm not to be trifled with because I will stay still while my party kills them.
It's 5.
Especially with firebolts.
Okay, so you are now in this very large chamber, and there are 2 passageways leading off the chamber. One where something is glowing, and one where it's just like a dark passage, although you can see and you can see and you can see. So do you want to go to the left glowing passage or the right not glowing passage?
Glowing
I have the.
Do you want to go to the glowing passage?
I still have the torch, correct?
You do.
Lele, why do you suggest that we go towards the glowing passage?
I don't know.
Do you want to tell them that you saw a glowing pool of magical water in there? Yes? Okay, she's shaking her head yes.
Because I saw a magical glowing water pool thingy.
Ooh, that sounds like something we should investigate. Would you like to lead the way?
No. Does anyone have the
I'm
highest?
technically the toughest.
Okay, so the paladin will
But do you
lead
have the best
way.
investigation skills?
No, but I can cautiously go forward while perhaps doing a perception test.
Can I make something with your dice?
I could do perception too.
Okay, so you're going to move into that passage with the glowing light coming from it, and the glowing pool of water, as Lele described. So if people want to give me perception checks, you can certainly do that.
My perception is +1.
Same. Well, mine is perception.
So roll the blue
I don't
20
know.
and then add your number.
So I got a 19 for perception.
19.
What's my
I
perception?
got a 14.
14,
Roll the
19.
blue dice first.
I also got a 14.
14?
plus-
So you got a 15 plus
Plus
your
1.
perception, which is right here. So 15 plus 2 is what number?
17.
17. Okay, so you got the highest, Lele. Okay. So what you see is your character is a bard, right? Okay. So you see that you're not quite in the room yet, but you look around the room and you have a very good perception. So you don't see any sort of traps. You don't see any sort of monsters. You don't see any dangers of any kind whatsoever. So do you want to tell the rest of your party that everything is safe in there?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So Lele tells you all that everything is safe inside there. So you proceed inside, and there is this glowing pool of water, and the water from the pool, it rises up, and it forms a vaguely humanoid figure. It kind of looks like a person, sort of. You hear a soft male voice say, I am the guardian of the pool. My duty is to allow only those who are pure of heart, who are good-intentioned, to gaze into the pool and receive a gift that will aid them in the future. Garthax tolerates my presence only because I can't be destroyed. I must ask 3 riddles before anyone may gaze into the pool. If you try to look into the pool before answering the riddles, I will have no choice but to stop you. I sense your group is pure of heart. Would you care to try to solve the riddles and get something beneficial from the pool?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Daddy.
Yes, definitely.
So, the figure that looks sort of like a person says, I have towns without people, forests without trees, and rivers without water. What am I? I'll read that again. I have towns without people, forests without trees, and rivers without water. What am I? Can anybody figure out what the answer to his riddle is? Towns without people, forests without trees, and rivers without water. If people are stuck, I can have people make checks for hints too. So
We're a very smart family. Let's go. Come on. So towns is like where people live or things live. Okay.
So like,
yeah, but there's no people.
Forests without trees.
Mm-hmm.
And rivers without water.
Yeah.
so like acid rivers.
I like that.
Okay. What's coming to my mind is like an ant colony,
Yeah.
but I doubt that that's
What
talking
river?
about. I don't know. I don't know that part.
Let's see. So if everybody looks at their look at your intelligence score. So this is actually on the very, very far.
Mine is an 8 minus 1.
Mine's
This one right here. Intelligence.
12.
12. Okay. And what is Outlaws?
Mine's a 10.
10 too.
Okay.
Yes.
So everybody roll the 20-sided die and add that bonus that's next to that number.
You really let us down cerebrally here.
10. So
Can you please roll?
So you got a 10?
yeah.
And what'd you get, Lucy?
I got a 1.
I got a 1. Okay. What would you get?
And I got a 9
20.
total, and Sarah got a
20.
10 plus
20.
1 is 11.
11.
Sarah.
20.
Okay, Sarah, you did get the highest roll though, so you have an idea that what this pool of water is talking about is it's talking about some kind of an object. Okay, you know it's some kind of an object. It's a large flat object. Okay, and this large flat object has towns with no people, forests without trees, and rivers without water. Okay, and you think it's very flat, a large flat object. So do you suggest this to your
is it
party
like a
members?
map?
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so Lele suggests that to all of you, so what do you come up with?
We thinking it good?
We think it's a map.
That is correct. That is the answer. Very good. Okay, riddle number 2. Okay. I have a tail, I have a head, but no legs. I am probably with you right now. What am I? I have a tail, I have a head, but no legs. I am probably with you right now. What am I?
Phoenix.
I like that. I like that that guess though.
Coin.
You are right. Very good, Lele. That is awesome. Okay, so we got one more. Ready? Here we go. I am the beginning of the end and the end of before. What am I? I am the beginning of the end and the end of before. What am I?
Future, past, and present thing.
It's a little more simple than that.
Do you take a guess?
An E.
That's correct. Very good, Lele. It's an E. Good job. Okay. So now that you've all answered the riddles, okay, you can look into the pool and you can get a special item. So Lele, you are playing the bard, right? So you look into the pool and you see a magical crossbow. Okay, so
Is it mine?
It's yours. Yes. Yes, you get to take the magical crossbow. So did your character reach in the pool and take it?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So now whenever you attack with that crossbow, you get an additional +1 to hit, an additional +1 to damage, because it's magic. Okay. And the paladin...
You might want to jot that down.
It's fine, it's fine. So you get a +1 greatsword.
Okay.
You see that appear. So it's another +1 to hit and damage. And the ranger, you get a +1 longbow, which is an additional +1 to attack and +1 to damage. And let's see. And we have the sorcerer, right?
Yes.
The sorcerer. Okay. So you get a magical +1 staff. So when you cast spells,
So is it attack and damage?
it is attack and damage. So like when you use your firebolt, you are now rolling +6 on your roll.
With my staff?
Because you actually cast your spells out of the staff.
Okay.
So you point your staff and the firebolt comes out of the staff.
Okay.
So when you go to attack with the firebolt, you're getting +6 to attack, and then it's 1d10 and then +1 to the damage.
Okay.
Okay. So you all gaze into the pool and you get your magic items. Awesome.
Wait, so now they can see it?
But we all saw it.
Yeah, because
We got gifts from the pool because we all
That's right.
answered the riddles.
That's right. Okay. So now that you've done that, do you want to go back and to explore the right passage?
Assuming this passage is...
There's nothing else in
Closed
here
off.
except for the pool. Yep.
Yes.
I think that we should probably find a place to rest, because what if we have to use something like
I appreciate what you're saying here. The DM has kind of designed this to be like a one playthrough thing.
Okay.
So I don't think he designed any nap periods in there. So
Your dad is essentially correct.
so let's go to the other cave then.
Okay. So as you're moving into that cave, Sarah, Lele, okay, you hear. Do you know what sound a horse makes?
Nay.
Yeah, or a whinny or a neigh. Yep. So you know that you're looking for a unicorn, right? Which is a horse, and you hear the faint sound of what you think is like a neigh or a whinny. Okay. Now it doesn't seem that anybody else in your party can hear it though. Do you tell them what you hear?
No.
Okay. So you hear it, and nobody else does, and we'll move on. Okay, so let's see. Hear the noise. Okay. So you move on for maybe another 10 minutes going through these passageways, and Lele you can see, and the paladin and the ranger can see, and our sorcerer has the torch lit. So you arrive at a large chamber that is hundreds of feet across and hundreds of feet tall. There is a massive treasure hoard on the floor in the chamber. There are mountains of gold all over the chamber that are 50 feet high in some places. Okay, it's this huge treasure hoard full of gold pieces. The hoard goes from one side of the chamber to the other. But in the middle of this giant pile of treasure, okay, there's a path that goes through the middle into the middle of the chamber that leads to a cage. And inside the cage, you see a horse with a horn on its head. Okay, you see a unicorn. Okay? And you hear this monstrous voice that just seems to emanate throughout the entire chamber. You don't see anything speaking, but you hear this voice say, "Why have you come here?" But you don't see anything. You just hear this monstrous voice. What do? The unicorn is way out in the middle of the room.
Kill it?
Kill the unicorn?
No.
Oh, I thought you were saying kill the unicorn. You want to kill the voice?
Yes.
Okay, well, you don't see anything to attack just yet.
I'd like to put a shield that I have on, right?
The shield spell?
Wait, do I have a shield?
You can put the shield spell on, and then basically, for your first round of attacks, if somebody's attacking you,
Yes.
you'll have a higher AC for that first round.
Yes, I'd
Okay.
like to do that.
Okay, so you can.
Oh, I can put someone to sleep.
You can. Wow. Okay. So the voice again says, "Why have you come? You should leave, or you will be destroyed."
But I don't want to be destroyed.
May we please have the unicorn?
The unicorn is my dinner.
Why?
We don't.
Because it's very tasty. I like unicorns.
Unicorns are not tasty.
I disagree. They're really good with ketchup.
But you don't have any ketchup.
How do you know I have a giant treasure hoard?
It's true. You could have some ketchup.
I could have a whole kitchen in here.
But that's not possible.
All right, Sarah.
So you actually see the treasure hoard start to move. You see like these waves, almost like on an ocean, kind of moving through the gold, like some large creature is in there. Okay, and then you hear the voice say, "This is your final warning. Leave now, or I will destroy you."
Could I use my insight to figure out where the voice is coming from?
It's coming from the giant pile of gold that's moving
It
around.
is, but if you want to make an insight check is like when you're speaking to somebody. It is something that you use when you're speaking with somebody, and you can basically try to see if you can get kind of a read on their level of truthfulness, and like if they mean what they say, or if they're just kind of full of it. If you want to make an insight check on the voice, I will let you do that.
This one might be a good idea for you when we finally see the dragon.
So, medicine. What does the medicine do?
Medicine is like if somebody goes to 0 hit points and they have no hit points left at all, and then they're lying there and they're basically they're hurt really badly. Somebody can use medicine to try to stop their condition from getting any worse. But typically, if you have any kind of like a healing potion or healing magic, it would be better to use that on a person with 0 hit points. But if you have nothing to do to heal, then you can use a medicine check to try to stop somebody from dying, basically, if they're at 0 hit points.
Are we within ranged combat range with the crossbows and the bolt and the bows?
Yeah. I mean, you think so? I mean, I would say that the unicorn's probably about 60 feet in front of where you are.
Okay.
I mean, if anything were to come out right now from the treasure hoard, the people with the bows could definitely shoot at it. Shoot at it.
I'm going to suggest that our bard talk some crap and maybe do vicious mockery to
Why
the
do
dragon.
I talk crap?
So you can cast Vicious Mockery. One creature, if the target can hear you, it must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or take 1d4 psychic damage and have disadvantage on the next attack roll it makes before the end of the next turn.
So if you get it a little bit riled up and it exposes itself, we can then go attack it and it'll be at a disadvantage.
Yeah, you can totally do that, Sarah. You want to try to do that?
Sure.
Okay. So what do you say to this dragon, Sarah, to kind of annoy it a little bit? What do you say?
I don't want to say anything bad, though.
You don't have to say anything bad. You can just maybe kind of poke fun at it a little bit.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be bad. You can just poke fun at it.
What if you tell the dragon that his mother wears army boots?
You could say that. You could say, I don't think you're very strong. I don't think you're very powerful. Or I think you're lying, or anything like that at all.
Who eats ketchup with unicorns?
Right.
Who eats ketchup with unicorns?
Oh, you say that? Okay, so then it has to make a wisdom save. So I'm going to do that for the dragon. I'm going to do that. So, okay, so I rolled a really low number. So Sarah, so Lele says that to the dragon, right? They say that to the dragon, and then you hear the dragon go, ah, because it's taking psychic damage from your vicious mockery. And then it bursts up out of the gold and moves to attack. But you can see that it's disoriented because of your spell that you used on it. So that was really good. And now we're going to go into combat. And you did some damage to the dragon already. Very good. So let's roll initiative for everybody.
I rolled a 20.
Okay. Why don't you roll it again, just for fun?
Did you get a 1, Mom?
I got a 7.
You rolled a 6.
I rolled a 19.
What's
Can you
initiative
not cheat?
plus?
That's not cool, right?
It's up at the
If
top
you want to
there.
roll it for real, I think you'll roll better. But you do you.
15 plus 1. I got 15.
Okay. So
And my
we-
total is 10.
10 for Lucy, 15 for for Outlaw.
I have a 17.
17 for Crom.
18.
And 18 for Lele.
Last time.
And I got my dragon's roll. So, okay. Okay. All right. So our initiative order is going to be Lele, Crom, Outlaw, Lucy, and then the dragon. So we have our bard, paladin, sorcerer, ranger, and then the dragon. So you see this huge red dragon coming up out of the treasure hoard. So Lele, do you want to use that new fancy magical crossbow that you just got and shoot the dragon with it?
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't you roll to attack and see if you can get him?
Big money, no whammy.
17.
17. Wow, is that with all your bonuses?
Plus 1 is 18. Plus 5 is
23. Wow, that's a really high number. So you shoot your magical crossbow and you hit that dragon right in one of its arms. Can you roll damage?
This.
this way.
4.
4 damage. Okay.
So
Plus something?
So 7.
7 damage. Got it.
When you get a plus 1 crossbow, is that plus 1 to the damage as well?
Correct.
So 8 total damage.
Okay. 8 total damage. Good shot, Lele. You did great. Okay, so then we're on to Crom. So you're going to have to move up if you want to engage it in melee, Crom.
Well, first I'm going to throw my javelin.
Okay, you can throw the javelin.
For a natural 20.
Natural 20. All right, so you roll the damage die twice. Whatever the
one-
javelin's damage is.
1d6. So 4. And a 5.
Nice. So 9 plus, there should be probably a bonus there.
Plus 3. Yep.
So 12. So 12 damage.
Okay.
So you throw that javelin and you hit it right in the neck and it roars. Arr! Okay.
You can't throw it in real life, though, can you?
Okay.
No.
So then we go to Outlaw.
Does the fire breath come from the staff or your mouth?
You can either do it from your mouth because you're a dragonborn, or you can do the firebolt or the burning hands from your staff.
Okay, so I will do the firebolt.
Okay. So roll the attack, which now should be a plus 6 to your roll.
Yes. 9.
9. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. She's laughing at your die roll. Okay, so the dragon moves out of the way as you shoot it, though, so you miss with the firebolt.
Cool.
So then we go to Lucy, our ranger.
All right, I'm going to use my longbow.
All right. You're going to try to shoot that dragon with your longbow?
I am.
All right.
But you'd be better with javelin, though.
All right, so I got an 8 plus 13 plus my 1 from
Yep.
the pool, so
Yep.
14.
14. That is high enough to hit. You
And then-
sink an arrow in.
Nice.
And what's your damage?
It's plus 4.
So roll the
1d8 plus 4.
I got to do it.
1d8. So that's the gray one, yep.
Yeah. Sorry. So 8 total.
8 total, and is that including the magical plus
Yes.
1 to it?
Yep.
Okay. So 8 damage. Okay, got it. Okay, so far the dragon has 2 arrows in it, has a crossbow bolt and an arrow and a javelin sticking into it. So it is going to use its fiery breath weapon. You see its chest get all red and glowy, and it rears its head back, and it shoots fire all over the place, over where all
Don't
of you
we
are.
have those roots?
You do. So what I need you to do first of all is I need you to... Everybody has to make a dexterity saving throw. So up in this box up here, there should be a dexterity in this box up here.
Plus 1, which is...
So roll the 20 and tell me what you get for your dexterity
5.
saving throw.
My total is 10.
Your total is 10. Okay.
13.
13. Okay.
My total is 8.
8. Okay.
And Sarah's total is 14.
14. Okay. So, this fire breath comes out, and let's see what the damage is. Oh, that's very low. Oh, that's very low. Okay, so the fire damage, the total fire damage is 6 fire damage to every single one of you as this fire washes over you. Oof. But, okay, so Lele, you made your dexterity saving throw, and the paladin also made the dexterity saving throw. So because you're all wearing...
I have damage resistant to fire.
Okay. So because you have the wildberry root, you automatically take half. So it goes from 6 down to 3.
Ooh.
Okay?
Because we made the saving throw?
Because you have the wildberry root.
Okay.
So because you made the saving throw, you have it again. So it's actually 1 fire damage to each of you, and and you take 3 fire damage, and you take 3 fire damage.
But I have the fire resistance.
Right. So, but you failed the save, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you, instead of taking 6, you take 3.
Okay.
And you...
And we take how much?
You failed the save?
Yes.
And you had no fire resistance at all? Okay, so you actually take 6.
Okay.
You take 6 fire, you take 3, and each of you takes 1.
I'm still on my apple, so...
So you have not taken any damage yet, right, Sarah?
She hasn't taken any.
So you are at a total of 19 hit points.
That's really good. So the dragon breathes fire on all of you, and we take 6 damage over there, 3 here. Each one of you takes 1. So the wild berry root is protecting you, and your natural fire resistance is protecting you.
And the shield charm.
Yes, and the shield is for more like for melee attacks, though.
Okay.
But your natural dragon resistance is helping them. So we're going to go back up at the top of the round. Lele, it is back to you. The dragon just hit you with a little bit of fire damage. You're going to shoot it with your magical crossbow? Yeah? Okay, go ahead and roll.
Okay, so you got 13, right?
Plus 1.
5 plus 1 is how many?
That's a lot of math.
19, okay?
19.
19. Okay, you do hit the dragon again with your crossbow. So now you need to roll some damage.
This one.
Six.
So, 10.
10 damage total? Okay, ouch. That was a good shot, Lele. So it cries out as you hit it with that crossbow bolt.
He cries.
He cries out, he yells. So then we're on to Crom.
So I guess I will have to charge into the dragon.
Okay,
to hit him with my
move up into
greatsword.
melee. Go for it.
Yeah. Okay. So I got an 11. Plus 1 is 12. Plus 5 is 17.
17 is enough to hit it.
Okay. So 2d6 plus 3. Or plus 4.
That's a lot of damage.
14 total damage.
14. Ow. Okay, you take a big swipe with your sword and do a lot of damage to the dragon. Outlaw.
Okay. I'm going to do fire hands. Burning hands. Sorry.
Burning hands. Okay.
My hand.
And can you read it off of there and see how much damage it does?
Burning hands. 1 action to cast 15 cones. Dexterity. 15 cones. No.
Cone. 15-foot cone.
Okay.
It's like what it looks
Okay.
like.
Dexterity save throw DC 13.
DC 13.
D 3d6 fire damage on a failed save, half as much on as a successful.
Okay. So roll 3d6 and give me the total of the 3d6.
3d6 dead. Oh,
And the dice are red, which is good for fire. There you go.
Command point reroll.
What'd you get?
I got 4.
4.
A total of 4?
4.
Okay.
4.
Okay, so you do hit it with fire.
What else do
That's it. That's it. Hi, sweetie. Yeah. So you shoot out this cone of flame, and it hits the dragon. And it doesn't seem to take a lot of damage, and it could also be because it uses fire. So maybe it doesn't take as much damage from fire, kind of like you. So
Does it blindside him a little?
No. But the two of you are like red dragons, like fighting each other. So you're burning each other, but you're not taking as much fire damage from each other. So then we go to Lucy.
See if my longbow can help. I got a 9.
9. So the dragon just bats away your arrow with its wing. You do not get that. So now it is
Scatters
on
it.
to Garthax the dragon, and I'm going to roll to see if it gets its breath weapon back. So let me see. It did not get its breath weapon back. So in that case, it's going to make some biting and some clawing attacks against the paladin. So here we go with a bite against the paladin.
Who's a paladin?
That's your dad.
Before it bites me, I say, please don't.
It ignores you. But it rolls a natural 1 on the bite, so that's a miss. Then it is going to go for claw attacks. Claw attack number 1 is AC 17.
That'll do it.
So you take 5 slashing damage from a claw. And then, AC 10 is probably going to miss you.
Yes.
Okay. So it tried a bite and 2 claws against the paladin. It did some damage to the paladin. And then we are moving back up to the top of the round. So Lele and her magical crossbow, feel free to shoot at the dragon.
Okay.
Please do. My fire won't do anything.
11 plus 5,
Yeah.
16,
Yeah.
17.
17. Good job. And you hit with that. Good job. Now you can roll some damage. Very good, Lele. That was great. How much damage do you do?
4,
4 plus,
1,
and then plus.
So it's
3.
4 plus 4.
4 plus 4. How much is that?
8.
8. All right. You sink another magical crossbow bolt into the dragon. You're doing really great. All right, Crom, the paladin. You're going toe-to-toe with the dragon, buddy.
I know that he has several arrows in him.
He does.
And a javelin.
Yes.
Am I close enough where I think I could try to stab into one of the existing wounds?
You could try. I mean, it's essentially... there's no way to do any extra damage just by aiming.
Okay.
You just basically have to make a straight attack.
All right. I'll just...
I'm not sure what else you have on there for features for a paladin. Do you have Divine Smite on there? Yeah, I don't know if you have that
No,
yet.
I have Lay on Hands.
Okay, so that's healing.
Yeah, and then I have like a potion of healing.
Okay.
So I only have 6 hit points left. So like I'm pretty
Oh, okay.
hurt.
Actually, hold on. Sarah, your healing word is a bonus action, which means that you can do your attack with the crossbow and you can also heal somebody. So do you want to heal the paladin with your healing word? Yeah? Okay. So roll the d4 and then add 3 to it. And you don't even have to touch him. You can be far away with that one.
So the 4 is at the top.
4 is at the top. And then add 3.
4 plus 3 is?
7.
7. So Lele uses magic to heal the paladin 7 hit points. Good job. That was awesome.
Can I go above or just to my maximum?
Just a max. Yep.
Thank you for encouraging me.
Your encouragement means I will try to strike.
The dragon with my sword.
That's right. Go for it, paladin.
Successfully this time.
I rolled a 17.
Oh, that's pretty good.
So 17
Dad.
plus 5 is 22.
It's
Plus
22.
1 is 23.
Okay, you hit with that great sword attack. Good job.
Does that count as a savage attack or only a natural 20?
What does Savage Attack say?
When I roll a critical hit.
Oh, that's when you roll a 20.
Okay.
Yep.
So 2d6 plus 3.
So I like
So my if I roll a natural 20 again, remind me my damage is 5d6. So 4 plus 3 is 7.
7. Okay.
so I have a dagger. And
It's not nearly as good as any of your other stuff.
We punch.
You
You
cast
shoot.
spells.
But I have fire attacks. If I have water
It's still your best thing.
It's still the thing that's going to do the most damage, though.
I'm gonna use firebolt.
Dad, this
Firebolt?
is your thing under
Go
your...
for it, buddy.
13.
13.
Plus 6 equals 19.
That hits.
And
What's your damage? 1d10 and then add 1. That's the white one. The white one.
White dice.
the
The
white,
white one, yep.
White dice.
9.
Oh, nice. Okay, so you do definitely damage it with the fire. Good job. All right, and then Lucy.
I'm gonna stick with my longbow.
Okay. Is that natural 1?
It is the natural
Oh,
one.
that's an automatic miss. We call that a critical failure.
I'm gonna need you to step it up here, Luce. Okay.
So for some strange reason, you try to put the arrow, you try to knock it, and it slips off, and then you shoot, and you miss.
Very nervous. I get it. It's okay.
It's a big dragon.
Settle it down.
All right, I'm going to see if the dragon can recharge its breath weapon. It does not. So it's going to use melee attacks on the paladin who's right in front of him. So here we go. AC 17.
I have AC 19 because of my
Wild berry root?
Yeah.
Okay, so it tries to swipe at you, tries to take a bite at you. It sees the wild berry root and gets distracted and then misses.
Dodge. Did dodge.
Good job. And then it's going to try to give you 2 claw attacks. First claw attack is AC 20
That'll do it.
for 8 slashing. But, sorry, you have resistance to damage because you have the wild berry root, so that's 4 slashing.
Okay.
I should have remembered that before, but you're taking half damage from these. So it's going to hit AC 21 for 5, but you're only taking 2. So I took a total of 6 damage that round.
Okay, so I got 6.
Yeah, if you're at 12, you should be at 6. So that is the dragon. We're back up to Lele.
Crossbow?
Crossbow, go for it.
Would you like to use any of your other abilities?
No.
Okay. 'Cause you do have like
Invisible.
you have a minor illusion. Okay.
Invisibility.
You
I don't know if you can turn invisible.
Yeah.
you don't. So, but you do have a minor
invisible.
illusion. You create a sound or image. It can distract the dragon.
Dad, can you read this?
Yeah, that is your hand's in the way though. So this is fairy fire. 1 action to cast, range 60 feet, up to 1 minute. Creature in the 20. They must succeed a dexterity saving throw, or all attacks against it are made with advantage.
Oh,
so
that's
that
a
could
good
really
one.
help us.
You should do that one. That one's a really good one, Sarah.
And then,
And it can't be
against made with adventure until the spell ends, it can be different from being invisible.
It cannot benefit from being invisible.
That's right.
So you want to
So if the dragon
cast
can
fairy
turn-
fire on it? Okay, so you cast this spell and you shoot this magical light at the dragon, so it's going to make a saving throw. Oh, but that's a 3 on the die, so that's not going to work. So you cast this magical spell on the dragon, and it glows brightly with fairy fire. And now, whenever anybody attacks it, they get to roll 2 dice and take the higher die. Very good job. That's
Sarah.
awesome. Okay, Crom, you're up. So now all of your attacks are with advantage.
All right.
So I will attack again, I guess.
Kind of a one-trick pony here.
It's first level too, so you know.
I only have 6 hit points left. This may be the last for me. So, guys,
I'll try to use my longbow.
try to save me here before the dragon whacks my head off. So I got a 16 is my highest.
My
Okay,
player's name is actual name is
So the 16 will be 21.
that hits. That definitely hits the great sword.
So 2d6
yeah, actual player's
plus 4. So
Whoa.
14.
That's good. Awesome damage. Another big swipe from the paladin with the massive sword. Then we're on to outlaw,
Okay.
dragonborn sorcerer.
I'm gonna use How much health does this dragon have left? Or
You don't really know.
No.
You're not sure. You see a bunch of arrows sticking out of it and a bunch of damage from the paladin hacking
Okay.
into it.
Is there any way I could send the arrows or anything farther into it? Or no?
No, not really.
You have a spell called Dragon Breath, right?
Yes.
And it's super powerful,
Yes,
right?
but I can only use it once.
Okay.
This is probably your last fight there, though.
I'll use fire
Fire breath?
Fire breath.
Okay, so and how many is that? Is that 3 dice or 2 dice of damage?
It's
It doesn't say.
Okay, so what is it? Where is it?
It should say.
Oh, fire breath. One action.
2d6.
Yes.
2d6 fire.
2d6.
2d6, yep. Okay, so I rolled a 1 on the saving throw, so it's going to take a lot of damage
So
in this one.
2d6. These are the d6.
Correct, yep.
Let's go.
What'd you get?
9.
9, okay. So I'm going to say because you have the wild berry root, I'm just going to say that your fire is doing more damage than his fire is because you have
Okay.
the wild berry root.
So what is that damage equal?
So 9 damage.
9.
You burn him, and it seems to actually burn him pretty good. So then we're on to Lucy the ranger.
I'm going to use my longbow again.
All right.
I got a 7 plus 13.
13. That just is enough.
Whew. Magic.
Go ahead and roll damage.
6 plus 1. Nope, plus 4. 10.
10. Okay, you stick another arrow into it. This dragon is looking pretty badly hurt right now. This might be the dragon's last round.
Yay.
So let me see if it's going to recharge its fire on its last round. It does recharge its fire on its last round. So its chest glows red, and it rears its head back and shoots out this big cone that covers
I dodge it.
most of the room in front of it. You dodge it?
She ducked under the table. I mean,
She
how
did
can you
duck under the
argue with
table. So make your dexterity saving throws, please.
Do I roll?
that? Dive out of the way.
9,
It's a 6.
6.
So I rolled a 14.
14.
Sarah rolled a 6 plus, I believe, 5.
Plus 1.
No, so you get dexterity here, wherever your dexterity
6
is.
plus 5.
Yeah.
Would
11.
Sarah heal me? Is
Okay.
that like a thing?
Yeah.
In a bit, and you have a potion.
2.
Yep. So the two of you made the succeeded on the saving throw.
I have 2.
You failed, and Lucy,
I got a 15.
you succeeded. Okay. So the damage for this one was where's the breath open? So the damage on this one was 11 fire. Okay.
So
But even though you failed, you still take half. So you take 5 damage.
yes, but I split in half with the fire resistance too, correct?
That's what I'm telling you. Is
Okay.
that instead of taking 11, you take 5 because you're fire
And
resistant.
with the root.
How much do I take?
And with the root, yes. So you take 2.
2.
You say
Okay,
2.
so
yeah.
I have 9.
Okay, you're doing great.
How
And Lucy,
much do I
you
have?
succeeded. So you're going to take a quarter because of the wild berry root. So half and then half again. So you're going to take 3. You guys are going to take 3.
Okay.
I took less damage than you guys.
We have.
Because you're
Is a hurting unit here, guys.
hurting unit.
We need
Okay, so back up to Lele. Lele, it is your turn, sweetie.
Crossbow.
Crossbow, go
No,
for it.
Can you heal some people?
Do you have any more heals left?
Probably.
1. I don't need it. Dad needs it.
I also have a healing potion.
She has used both of those slots.
Okay. So then she doesn't have any healing left
Right.
unless she has like a potion on her or something like that.
She does not have a potion.
Okay. So Lele is out of healing magic.
Do you have a potion?
But Lele, you can still shoot with the crossbow though.
It's her turn, though. I think it's my turn to get done.
How much points? Which points here?
Go for it.
8.
3.
It does make me. It doesn't.
I don't think so. 3 plus 8. 3 plus 5 is 8. Plus 1 is 9.
Okay,
total.
you do miss this time though. But you hit it a bunch already. So then we'll go on to Crom.
I would have got 15.
I know. Should have rolled your own dice. Okay.
How you doing, buddy? You got like 5 hit points left?
Yeah, I'll have another at the table.
Sarah, can you just
I mean, the odds that I heal enough to really save me again.
I mean, the dragon's looking pretty hurt. It's up to
So
you.
I'll just go ahead and attack.
So roll with advantage.
Oh yeah. Okay. Fine. There. Giant glowy dragon.
Because
can't miss it.
Lele's spell. Yeah, Lele's spell.
And a 17.
That will definitely hit.
So 2d6.
2d6. So much damage from this guy.
So 5 plus 3 is 8 total.
8 total. So with that hit, the dragon's taken so much damage that it decides to retreat from the battle. So it buffets its giant wings, and it basically makes all this wind fly at all of you, and there's a whole bunch of gold pieces and treasure kind of flying at you, and it's going to use that as sort of like a distraction to try to get away. So the dragon flies, and it goes straight up, and it goes sort of into darkness, but you can see this little bit of light coming, and you think that basically there's a passage that leads out from inside of here. So, let's see, what was
The
that?
dragon has gone through the hole in the top of the mountain.
Yeah, so now
Dun, dun.
you see the unicorn is in the cage. The cage looks like it has a big lock on it. So what do you want to do to try to free the unicorn?
I want to blast the lock with a firebolt.
We have some equipment. I don't know if people have checked their equipment.
I haven't checked that out.
You just figure, you know what? There's a helpless animal in a cage. I'm going to shoot fire at it.
I'm gonna shoot the fire at the lock because I won't miss.
What are you, like a
anything
fire
here.
sniper? Like what?
What if you hit the...
Chroma's going to drink his potion.
Okay, go for it.
So I'm gonna 2d4 plus 2 hit points.
Yep.
Next time we play this, my name's going to be Cookie.
So 2 and 3 is 5.
All right, so add that to your hit points.
Plus
2 is 7. 10 hit points.
So typically with a lock, there's basically 2 things you can do. You can try to, if you have like a thief, which I don't think anybody took the rogue. You can try to make a dexterity check to pick the lock if you have thieves' tools. You would have to check your equipment to see if you have thieves' tools. Otherwise, it would probably involve some kind of like smashing or some kind of trying to break the lock. You could attack it with a weapon. You could use your strength to just try to rip it. It's up to you guys.
What do you think?
I don't have any equipment.
Could I try to pick it with a short sword?
You would need thieves' tools to try to pick it.
All right. Just didn't know.
You need a very delicate kind of item for that.
I gotcha.
I am going to look around for a rock that looks like I can pick it up and
Yep.
smash the lock with it.
You can find a piece of treasure. Let's say that you're looking through the treasure and you find like a lead box.
Okay.
Like a lead chest, a small lead chest. Very sturdy, solid lead chest.
Okay.
You can try to smash that rock. So do me a favor and roll your 20-sided die. What'd you
11.
get? 11. And add your strength modifier, the number below
So that
your
would be a
strength.
total of 14.
14, okay. So it's just a lock. So you smash it and then give me a D8 plus 3 damage.
7 total damage.
7 total damage, okay. So you smash
I
it.
thought you had a +1.
It's a different one, sweetie.
I don't have a +1 lead box of smash.
So that is enough to basically break the lock. It's still kind of dangling on there, but you can easily remove it once you've smashed it with the lead chest. So then the unicorn is able to come out of the cage. And you see Lorelei, who's been the pixie who's been invisible this entire time. She becomes uninvisible, and she says, thank you so much for rescuing the unicorn. So then, do you want to take the unicorn out of the cage? Out of the cave?
Yes.
First, can we snuggle it?
You can totally snuggle the unicorn, absolutely. Okay. So you lead it out into the forest, and as you get out, basically the unicorn, it has a certain amount of intelligence above a regular horse, and it kind of bows to all of you, and it goes over and it gives Lele a little kiss on the cheek. and then it runs off into the forest. And that is the end of our adventure.
Woohoo, we saved the unicorn.
We rescued a unicorn.
Yay! Good job.
Pretty good vacation week.
So usually, at the end of an adventure, when we do it with our podcast people, we all say something to the people that are listening. Okay, so I'm gonna say, let's say goodnight to the listeners, and when I say that, just everybody say, bye, listeners. Okay, ready? Let's say goodnight to the listeners.
Bye,
listeners. Thank you. If you enjoyed this podcast, please leave us a review anywhere this podcast can be found. Our social media links, plus additional content, can be found on our website at knightsofroleplay.com. Please tell your friends about Knights of Roleplay, an adventuring podcast, and spread the word through social media. Your help and support are greatly appreciated.